Hi folks, I'm Nathan with Two Guys in a Ride, and welcome to our how-to video on the 2020 Ford Fusion plug-in hybrid. Today I'll be covering the driver's information and infotainment screens. I'll do a general overview, show you how to access information, and do a deep dive. Let's get started.
Today we're working with our friends at Luther Mankato Honda in Mankato, Minnesota.
All right, so on the dashboard, we have a digital screen left and right. They're about a 4.2-inch screen each, and then you got a speedometer in the middle along with a gear selector. Okay, so on the left side of the dashboard, you've got three basic areas. You've got display and trip, you've got information, and then you've got settings. So I'm going to go back up to display trip. We're just going to hit the right arrow. You can press OK too, but I'm going to hit the right arrow. Takes us to trip 1. And here, of course, you've got information for your gas side, and you've got information for your battery side. And if I go down 1, I get to trip 2. And then to reset, you just press and hold OK, and you'll see like a timing bar go across the screen. And then if I go one more to the right, on either one of those trip 1 or trip 2 screens, you get a help button, and if you just press the OK button, it gives you a description of what it is. So I'm going to go back 1. The left arrow works as a back button. I'm going to go back again. All right, I'm going to go down. Here you got your digital speedometer. If I press OK, I get kilometers per hour. Press it again, back to miles per hour. All right, and then I'm going to go down again. On the outside where it says kW, that's kilowatts, that's your high voltage battery. And then on the inside where it says EV, that's your engine power. Now, over on the far right, you've got a miles per gallon indicator, and then an average miles per gallon indicator on the inside that says 88.8. Now, if I click to the right, and I go up here and highlight instantaneous fuel in white, uncheck it, and go back, that part of the gauge disappears. All right, so now I'm going to go down 1. So on this gauge, it's a power demand gauge on the left, and then it's measured in kilowatts and provides an engine on or off threshold. You guys still got your average miles per gallon in the middle, and then your instant on the far right. Okay, if I go one to the right, again, you can shut off the instantaneous fuel part, and you see that disappears. I kind of like having it on there, so I'm just going to leave it on there. And again, if you go down to help, it'll give you a description. All right, let's go down one more. On my view, this is a spot where you can kind of customize what you see. So I'm going to press the right arrow. I'm going to select change my view, so I'm going to press OK. So under my view, it's a little tricky. You basically have two screens, like you see average miles per gallon, and you see then the accelerating, braking, and cruising. You can choose to customize both of those screens. And in fact, when you go into customize it, you have to do both screens. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to press the right arrow. I'm going to click change my view. And then I go through this. So I just go through these gauges, find the one that I want. For instance, I kind of like having this gauge. And then without pressing OK, I'm going to go over to the right, and now I'm going to go through these gauges and select the one that I want. For instance, maybe I want engine temperature, or let's see, what else do we have? Okay, I'll go back to this one. Click OK. Now that is my view, those two things. So as I go down, I get in power, and then I go down to my view, and that's what this is. So you can customize them to several different things. The left screen, and here, and then the screen right next to it. Just make sure you select both things before you press OK. All right, continuing on, I'm going to press the down button. This is an estimate of your range. Go down 1 to get tire pressure, and then we're back to trip 1. Now I'm going to press the left arrow and go down to information. So press the down arrow. I can either press OK or the right arrow. All right, you can click on the right arrow. You can get a tutorial on each one of these. Okay, I'm going to go down to driver alert. Press the right arrow. Okay, it's not available, but if it senses you weaving or doing that kind of stuff, it's going to then ask you to pull over and take a rest. I'm going to use the left arrow. My key, you can program several keys in this vehicle, and this is where you would do it. Okay, go down here, and then we're back to tutorial. So I'm going to go to the left. I'm going to go down to settings, click the OK button, and you can just do the right arrow too. I'm going to go up to driver assist first, click the right arrow. All right, these are a lot of your safety systems here. So driver alert, we already looked at that. Lane keeping system, okay? You can look at the mode by pressing the right arrow. You can have alert only, aid only, or alert and aid where it actually moves the steering wheel. I'm going to leave it right where it is, go back to the left. You can adjust the intensity. So you go to the right, high, normal, or low. Just simply click to the one you want and press OK. All right, back to the left arrow, a left arrow again. Pre-collision here, hit the right arrow. You can set the alert sensitivity, and then on the active braking here, you can have that on or off. I would suggest leaving that on, but so I press the left arrow, I press it again. Rear park aid, that's usually an on or off deal, and it is the same thing here. Press the left arrow, go down one more. Traction control, blind spot, cross traffic, cruise control. We'll take a look at that one here because they all operate the same way. You just have to press the right arrow, and then like here you can press normal or adaptive cruise. So these all work the same way. You just got to click on the right arrow, but you got eco cruise, and then we're back to driver alert. So a lot of different things in there that you can set. I'm going to go back to the right. Under vehicle, if I click to the right, you have an oil life reset. If I press the right arrow, you can set it to, it's interesting, you can actually set it to different percentages. That is unique. Okay, but if you change the oil, you just go here, press OK to hold it to reset to 100%. I'm going to click the left arrow. These will all work the same way again. So I go down here, go to remote start, click the right arrow. I can adjust the climate control on remote start. So I can have the heater or AC. I can say auto or last setting. So auto just means it's based on the outside temperature. So if it's cold, it'll turn on the heat and the heated seats. If it's warm, it'll turn on the air conditioning and the cooled seats in this particular car. Okay, you can adjust the steering wheel, the front defrost, the rear defrost, the driver's seat, the passenger seat, and again that has to do with the heat or the cooling. So that's all just for remote start, and that's where you go. Very easy. Select the thing, hit the right arrow, select what you want, and press OK. All right. You can set the duration of your remote start for up to 15 minutes. Press the left arrow, go back down. You can have what's called a quiet start, on or off. Hit the left arrow again. And I think we're down to system here, and that's the last one. If I go here, I can enable or disable the whole remote start system. All right, just by clicking down here and then pressing the OK button. I'm just going to click the left arrow and go back. I'm going to click the left arrow and go back again. Switch inhibit. So if I go here, I can turn that on or off. If I go down again, I get tire mobility kit. Windows, I can go down here, remote open or remote close. You can set those on or off. Go back again. Wipers. You can have a courtesy wipe when you put it in reverse, on or off. And you can turn the rain sensing windshield wipers part on or off. So they're just manual windshield wipers then. I'm going to go back again, go down, engine, auto engine off. So this has one of those systems where it automatically turns the gas engine on or off. The only way to turn that off is in here. You go to the right and you turn that off. Okay, then go back. I'm gonna leave that on, but okay, easy entry exit. That's for when you're making things easy when you get in and out of the car. That'll basically put your seat backwards for you when you get out, after you shut off the car, and when you step in and start, it'll pull the seat forward. Okay, go back left again. You've got lighting. My gosh, you got so many things in here. You have auto high beam. You can have that on or off. I'll go back left, go down to auto lamp delay. That's when you shut the car off and the lights are still on. You can turn them off so they go off immediately, or you can have them stay on for up to 180 seconds, just simply by clicking on it. Okay? I'm going to leave it back here at a much smaller number, maybe 10 seconds, but it gives you time to get to the doorway to, unlock your door and have some lights. And go one more down, go to the right here. Your daytime running lights, you can have those on or off, but that's a good insurance discount, so I'd leave those on. And then that's the end of that list. So I'm going to go back to the left again. Okay, locks. There's so many things in here, my gosh. So on locks, I can go down here and I can change the auto unlock to be on or off. On miss lock, I can have that on or off. And remote locking, unlocking. All doors or just the driver door. So when you hit that key fob unlock, which doors does it unlock? And go to the left again. And then when I go down here, I get back to oil life reset. So I'm going to go back one more to the left because that's the end of that list. Go down to display. I'm going to hit the right arrow. So you can have driving history, regen history. You can have a brake coach on. You can change your units right here. So let's take a look at that one. You can change the units for distance to these choices. If I go down to temperature, hit to the right, you can change them to those. And if I go down here for tire pressure, you have these unit choices. And again, simply move down to the one that you want, highlight it in white, and press the OK button. I'm going to press the back button here. I'm going to press the back button again. These are all going to work the same way, so I won't show you all of them. But like, let's go to the regen display. So if I click to the right arrow, that's either on or off. So let's go ahead and turn that one on. Okay, and let's go ahead and let's do driving history. Go over here. Okay, if I want to restore the defaults, I press OK. Otherwise, it's on. Okay, and you can change the language here. Go back to the left again. Oops, back to the left again. Okay, and that's it for settings. So now I'm gonna go to the left again, and that's the end of my screen. So that's the left screen. Over on the far right, this screen here has to do with your entertainment, phone, navigation, and fuel economy. So under entertainment, if I use these four cursor arrows and the OK button on the right side of the steering wheel, if your entertainment system is off, it's not going to show the now playing part. It's just going to give you an arrow. So you want to turn that on first. But I'm going to use the right arrow here. And this is where I choose my sources. So I got AM and FM, Sirius XM, and CD. So if I go to any one of them, let's go to Sirius. I'm going to press OK or the right arrow. And now I choose between Sirius 1, Sirius 2, and Sirius 3. So I'll just go with this one. Down below, you've got a phone button. And you've got, of course, a skip forward, skip backwards. So if I just go to this one, it changes to the next favorite. Okay? So I'm going to go back left one. Okay? And if I just want to see what's playing, I just hit the OK button and it takes me right to that screen. However, if I press the right arrow, now I get my choices between my sources. Right? And this will work for skip forward, skip backward in the CD player as well. Right? We'll take a quick look at AM, FM just to see what it looks like, but you select your particular source here. So here we're going to go to FM2. And now if I want to change channels, I'm just going to go back down here and change the radio station. All right, I'm going to go back. Now I'm going to go down one here to phone. Now, I do not have my phone hooked up to this particular car, but if you did, this is where your call history, that kind of stuff, incoming calls, that's where it would show up, text messages, and so on. Okay, I'm going to hit the back arrow. I'm going to go down to navigation. Now, I do not have a course plotted, but if I did, this is where it would show up. You have choices of my home, any previous destinations, favorites, POIs nearby, to set from. So, for instance, I'll just go here. Okay, if I want to look at food, I'll press the arrow. That's looking, okay, I'm going to say Perkins, that looks good. So I'm going to just press the OK button, and now the navigation is set.
Traffic laws, be alert and use voice commands while driving. Please proceed to the highlighted route, and then the route guidance will start.
All right, so, and then I could just go back here, and back here. Now, if I press OK, I'm not on the route. It wants me to put it in drive and move, but if I did, then my directions would show up there. Now, let's assume that you haven't plotted a course. You will get the compass display. And I kind of like how they make it look like it's standing up. And that, of course, will rotate while you're moving. All right. I'm going to go down one more. Fuel economy. I press the right arrow, I get a couple screens. Efficiency leaves. The more efficient I'm driving, the more leaves I get. Here you get fuel history. Down here you get a coach. You got acceleration coach, braking coach, and cruising coach, telling you how well you're doing. Of course, the more blue of the bar, or the more blue is showing, the better that you're doing. The more economical you're driving. And then that brings you back to the leaves again. So I'm going to go back down here. And that is the end of that screen on the right. All right, that's it for the driver's information screen. Next, we're going to move over to the infotainment screen. So the infotainment system is the Sony sound system, and it is Sync 3. So it does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, both are a wired connection, not wireless. And you have Bluetooth, AM and FM, HD radio, XM Sirius radio, and navigation, and a CD player, which is right there. All right, so the way the screen's set up is basically your main apps are all right down here. You do have a home button in the screen right here. Your temperature setting for driver and passengers, dual climate, that's up here. And if you click it, it takes you right to the climate page. Okay. The clock up here along with the outside temperature. If you click on the clock, it takes you right to how to set the clock. So that's the easiest way to do that. And then again, this one just brings you to the same page for adjusting temperature. Okay, on the home page itself, you get a split screen. So I've got navigation, and and this is the car's built-in navigation, by the way. I've got radio, or media, whatever's playing on the radio, and then my phone. And then I do have a heated steering wheel button right there. Okay, on any one of these, if I click on them, they'll become full screen and take me right to that particular screen. So it's just kind of a nice little widget that you can see all three of them at one time. All right, let's go down to the bottom. All right, so on audio, we're going to start with, we're on FM radio here. So if I want to change a channel, okay, I can do it a couple of different ways. First of all, I can go down here to tune or seek. If I use tune, it's going to go digit by digit. If I use seek, okay, a quick press is going to go to a radio station, and then it's going to stop. You also have buttons on your steering wheel that you can change at least to the presets. You can see them going through here. And that's on the right side of the steering wheel. Now, I can go to a direct tune if I actually know the station, and I can type it in and hit enter. All right, no idea if that's a radio station or not, but now I'm going to show you how to save it as a favorite. Pick any one of these icons down here. You have 3 rows of them. Okay, and simply click and hold. And there you saw that going across the top, and now you've got your radio station saved as a favorite. If you want to see your different sources, you click up here, and you can have AM, FM, Nathan's phone. This does have built-in Pandora, so you can sign into it. You've got Sirius XM and, of course, CD. Now, what's nice on modern infotainment systems is that AM, FM, and Sirius XM all look pretty much the same. So if I go to AM, same setup. You can do the things the same way you did in FM. If I go to Sirius XM, again, same setup. Now, you've got a few other things because it's Sirius XM. It does a few other things. You've got, like, go to channels right here, and you can scroll through them. But otherwise, it's pretty much exactly the same. All right, now, if I press the sound button down here on any screen at any time, it takes me down here to the treble, mid-range, bass. Balance and fade is one you got to click on. And then you can take and just move it around. Or you can use this. Go left to right, and then you can use this to go up or down. All right, so, and then you can always hit reset. Hit the back button here. These are, of course, a click and drag, or you can use the arrows. If I go down the screen, because there's a few more things, you just put your finger on the screen and push up. You got speed compensated volume, which the faster the car goes, or the noisier the car gets on the inside, basically, the louder the volume goes. And the quieter the car is while it's driving, the lower the sound goes. It tries to balance it out in your ears. Hit the X there. And then for sound mode, you have a choice between stereo and surround. Right? And that's how you get to all the sound settings. It's nice that they have just one simple button. So let's go to the next one, which is climate. Now, you do have a fair amount of climate buttons that are physical on this car. The one that you don't have is a sync button. So that is going to be right here. Ford calls it dual, but that is the only place that's located is in the screen. So otherwise, you can do pretty much everything from the physical buttons that you have. And if you like the digital display, you can look at that. You can click on the menu, but you can get the max AC, the heated steering wheel, max defroster. Okay, so all right, I'm going to hit down here to the phone button. All right, so I am connected to the phone, to the car via Bluetooth at this point. And in a little bit, I'll change to Apple CarPlay and show you that. But basically, you have a recent call list, your contacts. You can look right at your phone, change the phone, so you want to switch to the passenger's phone, whatever. You can click on Do Not Disturb. You can look at the keypad, text messages, and Siri. Now, on Siri, you can use the voice command button that's on the steering wheel, and you can have it do things like this. I'll press the voice command button. It's a push, and you got to hold it for just a little bit longer than you would for voice command. Hey Siri, play Pandora.
ABBA Radio now playing on Pandora.
Okay, and I have my volume turned down so it doesn't do, but you can use the voice command button on the steering wheel to control all your Bluetooth functions, like on your phone. So anything you could tell your phone to do, you can do it through the voice command. Okay, now that's basic Bluetooth, okay? In a little bit, we'll come back to Apple CarPlay. For now, let's go over to navigation. All right, so the basic questions on navigation are, how do I plot a course? Now, I showed you how to do that using the steering wheel controls in the driver's information section. So now I'll show you how to do it here. So if I just tap the screen, I get a search button right here. I can look at history and then just click on something. Okay, if I look at history, here we go, IKEA. All right, let's go there. So I just click on that. Takes it a minute, and then it says start. I hit start. Okay, so that's easy.
Please proceed to the highlighted route, and then the route guidance will start.
Okay, I am going to click here on the little red X to cancel the route. And then I'll show you one other way. Again, click on the screen, click on search. You can certainly type things, but the easiest way to plot a route is using voice command. So let's try that. So again, I'm using that voice command button on the steering wheel. Find a place.
POI name.
Subway.
Please choose.
1.
Please choose.
2.
When ready, press the voice button and then say, set as destination, or dial the number.
Set as destination.
Setting new destination. Please proceed to the highlighted route, and then the route guidance will start.
All right, now, if I don't want to reach over to cancel, I can do it through voice command again. So here I go. Cancel route.
Canceling route.
Okay, so that's how you can plot a course, find points of interest on your map, and you can do it all through voice command. All right, I'm going to press the home button here. Let's go over to apps. All right, so I can look at a power flow graph. So the electric motor came on now and is charging the battery because I stepped on the gas. Engine on due to heater setting. Okay, but it's just a nice little graph, and that's all it is. So I'm going to again hit apps button here. Should bring me back to the screen. Yep. And then of course it has built-in Pandora, which I would have to enable. I'm not going to do that right now. Right now I'm just running Pandora off my Bluetooth phone. Okay, that's apps. If you want to find more, you can click on there. Let's go to settings. So here are things that you can adjust on the car. You've got 3 screens because you've got 3 dots. So if I go over, I got a couple more. And if I go over, I got 1 more. So won't cover all of these, but we will cover the basic ones. So already done sound. I've already done clock because I clicked on the clock. That's the same picture of how to set it. We've looked at Bluetooth, we've looked at phone, we've looked at Sirius XM, we've looked at navigation, we looked at the mobile apps. That was the previous screen under apps. Let's go to general. Here's where you can change language, temperature units, measurement units, all that kind of stuff. Touchscreen beep, you can turn that on or off. And then you just scroll up. If you see that black line right here, that means you've got more things down here. System updates, sync and analytics and diagnostics, a master reset if something goes completely wonky. All right, so basically I'll show you one of these, but if I go into temperature units, here I can change between Celsius and Fahrenheit. We showed you another spot to do that on the driver's information screen, but this is a redundant spot to do it as well. All right, so that's general settings. Then we go back and scroll over. Automatic updates this car has. So you just turn it on, and then it will update whenever it needs to. Okay, you can force it to scan for updates if you want. And it'll tell you down here that currently the software is up to date. All right, so this says Android Auto, but the minute I plug my phone in and it senses that I have an iPhone, we're going to reset up to Apple CarPlay. So let's go ahead and do that. These are the most recent things you have used on Apple CarPlay. On the top, you've got your favorites, your recents, your contacts, your keypad for your phone, and voicemail. Right? If I go down here, I can go away from this screen. I can get a split screen. So for instance, now it's showing me Google Maps, but it'll show me whatever I last used on my phone, Apple Maps or Waze or whatever. You have got your media here, and then these are navigation commands. So go to a spot, or you can use Siri to ask it to go somewhere. If I hit this button again, I'm going to get all the apps that work with Apple CarPlay. And I'll just point out here that, I got Sirius XM app, I got Waze, I got Pandora here, I got Google Maps, Amazon Music, audio books. Now, the Ford icon is meant to be like a home button to go back to Ford's system and out of Apple CarPlay. So if I click that, I'm right back to this screen. So now it says Apple CarPlay, but also says Apple CarPlay down here. If I click on this icon, I get some basic things like show the connection, remove my phone. But down here, it actually takes me to Apple CarPlay. That was Apple CarPlay. If I look under Vehicle, camera settings. Got a nice backup camera on here, and then right here you can turn the enhanced parking aids off. You can see them disappearing off the screen right here. It's like your parking sensors. And then rear view camera delay just means that if you have that on and you put it in, you're backing up and you put it into drive, the rear camera will stay on while you go forward up to about 5 miles an hour, and then it will turn off. Okay, going back again. All right, I'm going to swipe over one more time. All right, to schedule time, I can hit Edit. And now I can schedule when I'm going to charge it. I mean, I still have to remember to plug it in, but as soon as I turn that schedule on, I click on a Monday, and I can set a time, ending, and starting and ending time for this, right? Which is really, really nice. So you can plug in your car and walk away, and at 6 o'clock at night or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it actually won't start charging until midnight when, power rates are cheaper. So that's where you do that scheduling. All right, I'm going to go back to the home screen again. And ambient light is the last one. You got some ambient lighting in this car, and it's just real simple to use. You can just click on the color you want and drag it up or down for intensity. Click first, then just drag it. That is it for the infotainment screen on the 2020 Ford Fusion plug-in hybrid. I hope this has been helpful. Thanks for watching.